I'm Chris Gardner of the Houston Roundball Review, speaking with Jerome Tang, the head coach of Kansas State men's basketball. How are you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing wonderful. It's a pleasure to be on with you, Chris.
And if you don't mind my asking, we're going to age ourselves. Ooh. How long have you known each other?
Wow, Chris, it's 30-something years.
I mean, it goes back like Heritage Christian days. So it's, you were there, so it's a long time.
Yep.
But now you're about to enter your second year as head coach at K-State. But let's recap and discuss your first year at K-State and just your thoughts overall on how it went. Did it exceed your expectations?
Obviously the results of what happened in the tournament, I mean, nobody ever expects that to happen. You hope it does. And in hindsight, I felt like we could have gone further. But our goal all along was to get to the tournament. And then I felt like we could make a run. We could figure out how to make a run because we had the right pieces. So in a way it did, in a way it didn't.
Did your players, because you brought in, how many new players did you bring in last year's roster?
Well, we kept 2 off the roster from the last staff. Mm-hmm. And so we brought in 11 guys, but all of them were new to us and we were new to them.
So how long did it take the guys to build that team chemistry?
Man, during the summertime, they did Marquise Noel, and those guys did a really good job of doing a bunch of different team building things on their own, going bowling, going to the movies, eating, playing, crazy, like those Nerf gun games. Keith did a really good job of doing things, having the whole team together. And then as a staff, we had the whole team, over to our houses every Sunday for family dinner, what we called it. And so every Sunday we ate family dinner together. And so those things really help build the chemistry. Because, I tell guys all the time, people talk about family all the time, but if the only time you spend time together is on the basketball court, then you're really not a family. Mm-hmm. And so we really enjoyed spending time with each other away from the basketball court also.
Was there a point during the season, during practice early on, where it kind of clicked for you, said, wow, this team could be really, really good this year?
Well, I mean, when we had everybody here Desi Seals showed up in October. And when we had everybody here and practices were really competitive, I thought, okay, yeah, we've got enough talent, to get to the NCAA tournament. And but when we were down to West Virginia like 17-5 at home, and then we scrapped and clawed, came back, won the game in overtime, and then we went on the road and we beat Texas at Texas and we beat Baylor at Baylor. And, after that trip, I was like, okay, we got a chance, man. We could, like, on any given night, we could beat anybody.
Do you believe your experience and your time at Baylor with Coach Drew made the transition to K-State, because it's still Big 12 basketball, but you were already used to, you know what to expect?
Without a doubt. Scott did a great job of not just me, but all his assistants preparing us to be head coaches. You've seen the success that Matt Driscoll had at North Florida. He's the all-time winningest coach there. You've seen the success that Mills had at Oral Roberts, and now he's the head coach at Wichita State. And you've seen the success that Grant had at Arkansas State, North Texas, and now he's at Texas Tech. So Scott's done a great job of preparing his assistants to be head coaches by giving us responsibilities and allowing us to take ownership of different parts of the program. And then obviously being in the Big 12 for as long as I have been, I know the coaches, I know the venues. Nothing is new to me as far as, we're not going into an arena and surprised by anything. I think another valuable part was knowing the referees. Mm-hmm. And them knowing me, having relationships with them. So it wasn't, this guy is trying to screw me or they treat me like I'm the new guy. I could focus more on the basketball game and try my best to leave the refs alone. I didn't do a very good job of that this first year, so that's something I want to get better at moving forward. But I think all those things played a factor in our ability to have such a smooth transition.
What are you taking, or have you taken, from Coach Drew to being head coach at K-State with your staff?
Man, servant leadership. He's man, coach is just always trying to figure out how to make your life better, how to serve his players, his staff, and just a incredibly humble guy. His humility is just incredible, and his willingness to listen to people, and listen to everyone's ideas before he makes a decision. So those are just a few of many things that I've taken from him and applied here at this program.
How different was it for you to face Baylor, to face Coach Drew on that opposite sideline?
The first time was, man, very difficult being back at Baylor. That was tough. It was tough the lead up to it was tough. The game itself was a lot of fun because it was a terrific game. Both teams played well, and then the outcome, it wouldn't have mattered. Like we won, and I couldn't enjoy it because our best friend lost, and had we lost, I definitely couldn't have enjoyed it because and I don't think he would have enjoyed it too much either there. So that's tough, but I mean, we understand, we're in the best conference in America and everybody wants to coach in this conference. So it's an honor to be here. And it's only 2 times a year that we have to face each other that way. We hope it's going to be 4 times, 2 in conference, once in the Big 12 championship, and then once in the national championship.
I got to be honest with you, Coach. When you took the job at K-State, I asked one of our mutual friends, and I was like, K-State? Why K-State? So I'm going to ask you, why K-State, Coach Tang?
Well, the obvious answer, Chris, is that they wanted me, right? There was a lot of athletic directors out there that told me no. Mm-hmm. And people always think that, like, I've turned down jobs. It wasn't the case. I mean, God closed the doors on those opportunities, and God opened the door on this one, and Gene Taylor and President Linton wanted me. And so that is the obvious answer of why I thought I could be successful here, and it's something that I wanted to pursue. It's got, the best predictor of future success is past success. Every coach, Bruce Weber, Big 12 Coach of the Year, went to an Elite 8, won a conference championship. Frank Martin, Big 12 Coach of the Year, went to an Elite 8, won a conference championship. Even going back to Coach Hartman and Lon Kruger and just Tex winners. I mean, there's a long line of super successful coaches here at Kansas State. There's a rich tradition that this is a basketball school, man, and our fans are passionate. We have arguably the most passionate fan base in America, and they have so embraced us as a staff and our team and this culture and what we're doing that it's second to none. And I'm just telling you, on nights, whether it's a weeknight or a weekend night in the Octagon of Doom, it doesn't get any better. And so, just all those things played into knowing that I could be successful here and that I could get young men to want to come play in front of this incredible fan base.
In your opinion, what makes Big 12 men's basketball so good?
The multiple things, right? First of all, we don't have a floor here. There's no bad teams in this league, and it's because of the great coaches. I mean, you just think of all the coaches in this league that have won National Coach of the Year, all of the coaches in this league that have led teams to a Final Four. It's just top to bottom, right? There's no off night in this league. The fan bases, right? Every time you travel, you're going to face an incredible team that is well coached with a rabid fan base that, there are home court advantages top to bottom in this league. And so, you think about the last two of the last three national champions have been Big 12 teams, and had it not been for COVID, it might have been three of the last four, and so it's incredible, man. We have really good. Every night you're facing a Hall of Famer on the other side as a coach, and you're facing pros on the other side on the team. So it just makes it incredible.
What are your thoughts on the four incoming teams about to join the Big 12 on July 1st?
Man, it's going to keep me up at night. You think about the University of Houston, and I remember watching Phi Slamma Jamma, right, and thinking it doesn't get any better than that. And then here comes Calvin Sampson, and Coach Sampson, man, a Hall of Fame coach, right, has led multiple teams to the Final Four. Just an incredible human being, and his teams are so tough, and what they've done down there with that home court, what used to be Hoffines, man, that's a tough place to play, and his teams are always tough. Okay, and then BYU, I had the pleasure of playing there when we were an assistant at Baylor, and man, that's 20,000 people going crazy, man. That their introduction is incredible. Their home base, you've got just an incredible fan base, and Coach Pope does an incredible job with his team and the pace at which they play, and and they got grown men on their roster, grown men, and then Cincinnati, right? When you think of Cincinnati, first you think of Coach Huggins and those Kenyon Martin and Nick Van Exel, those guys, and just their tradition of success at Cincinnati. And people would say, "Hey, Coach, you're messing up. What about Oscar Robinson?" Right? And the national championships, there's just a history of success at Cincinnati, and a fan base that understands basketball, and they support their team. And, Wes is doing a terrific job there. And so, just that's incredible. And Johnny Dawkins, obviously, Johnny is a Hall of Famer as a player, and, is doing a terrific job as a coach there at Central Florida. And, who doesn't want to go visit Orlando in January or February, right? That's going to be another great trip for us. And so, man, we're excited about it, man. And I don't think it's going to stop there. I see us expanding even more. And so I'm excited for, the expansion that, our commissioner is talking about. And so super excited about that.
We're going to put a pin in that, because I want to talk about your roster. Who do you got? How you doing in terms of building your roster for this coming season?
Well, we're bringing back 6 guys from last year's team. 3 of those guys redshirted, and 3 guys played significant minutes for us. Nae'Qwan Tomlin, who I believe can have an All-American type year coming up. He has NBA talent, length, athleticism, skill. I expect him to have an All-American type season, definitely an all-conference guy. Cam Carter, who started every game for us this year, and will be a junior. Cam's doing a terrific job. Had the best year of his college career, and so was it with David Gasson. Had the best numbers-wise year of his career, and those 3 guys coming back, and then you had Jerrell Colbert, who redshirted, was top 50 player that was at LSU, and we got to work on his body and his confidence this past year, and expect him to have an impact. And then you had Taj Manning, who's a Kansas City kid that also redshirted, improved his body and his game, and Dorian Finister, a kid from Louisiana, who 6'5" guard, who's uber talented. I think with Taj and Dorian down the road, those guys have a chance to be, all conference type guys. And I think Dorian could be a pro. He just doesn't know how good he is right now, and so, that's a good nucleus we've got coming back. We've added, we got 2 freshmen coming in, guards, Day Ames, who's, number 2 player out of Illinois, big time scorer, handler, assist guy, just a dynamic guard. And R.J. Jones, a kid from Texas who played at Wasatch, a big-time shooter, distributor. He's a shot maker. Just excited about him. And then we got a wing from East St. Louis, Macaleab Rich, call him Buddy. Man, dynamic athlete who can dribble, pass, and shoot and make plays. Just he's got a college-ready body, and so excited about that. And then we signed Tylor Perry, who was a Player of the Year in the Sun. Was it Conference USA last year? Yeah, Conference USA, and was the MVP of the NIT championship game there at North Texas. When they won that, he won a junior college national championship, and he's just a winner, man. Just looking forward to him coming in. So I got 3 scholarships. I'm planning to add another very experienced guard in the backcourt with Tylor, and then hopefully add a big who can both defend and score at the center position. And then we're going to get the best available player after that to fill a spot. And we're going to have another roster that's deep and talented, and we're going to compete every day. And our goal is to go to Phoenix next year. And that's what we're focused on, and doing everything we can to put ourselves in a position to have that opportunity. What's
your recruiting pitch to high school guys, transfers? Hey, come play for K-State, and this is why.
Well, man, we, like I said, you've said it, we play in the best conference in America. And so I'm looking for guys who are uber competitive and are addicted to the game of basketball, and they want to get better every day. And if that's you, and you want to win, right? Like winning is the thing that gets you up every morning, right? The last thing you think about when you go to sleep, then this is the place for you, because we got a fan base that'll embrace you. We got a league that's incredible to compete in. We got a coaching staff that's going to coach you hard on the floor and love you hard off the court. And, we have a very positive environment. And I believe in being a build 'em up guy. I'm not a tear you down, build you up guy. And I want to pour confidence into our players and get them to be the best version of themselves every day. And so if you want to be the best version of yourself every day and be around men and women who are going to love you and are going to hold you accountable and help you to get better both on and off the court and give you an opportunity to win a national championship, this is the place for you.
Now back to the pen. What are your thoughts on Commissioner Brett Yormark and the job he's done in the short time he's taken over as commissioner of the Big 12?
Big time. I mean, he is taking us from black and white to color to HG. What was it called now? We got 5G TV now. Yeah, my man is like, he has quickly moved us from an afterthought to being on the forefront of everyone's mind, from the television contract to expansion to marketing to turning our Big 12 tournament into an event. It's an event now. Like, it's a must. You got to be there. If you're not there, you're missing out. And I love his approach. I love his big vision, and where he can see us going, and how much he just loves that he's not just a football guy. I mean, he's a basketball guy, and he understands that basketball has a major value on its own. And I mean, he just thinks outside the box, and I'm all about it, man. So he's been incredible to work with, and I'm excited to see what we're going to do in the near future.
And I'm a basketball guy, so what he's brought to the conference and is bringing to the conference, I'm looking forward to it. Are you going to be? I don't know how it's going to work. Will you be one of the coaches who will go to Rucker, be part of that coaches event in August or so?
At some point in time, I'm sure I'm going to be. They're going to rotate us through, and but I'm all about it. I want to be a part of it. I want to. He said, he wanted us to be younger and hipper, and and he loved our little baby clap in the locker room. So I'm all about it.
Just wrapping it up with Coach Jerome Tang, who we've known for a long time. What areas of improvement for your team would you like to see this coming season?
Oh man, well, in the last game of the season, Florida Atlantic out-rebounded us 44-22, and so my goal is to do a better job as a coach of teaching rebounding and, just being a better and more consistent rebounding team. This past year, when we had 12 or less turnovers, we were undefeated. And so my goal is to recruit better decision makers. And I think I've already done that, and I want to continue to do that. I think I could teach rebounding. I don't know if I can teach decision making. And so that's the way I'm going to approach that. And man, I just want us to have another opportunity. Have our guys have the opportunity to show how much they love each other and how much fun they have out on the court, and just continue to do that. And I think we'll be all right.
Can you define how much you enjoy what you do?
Oh man, you know what I enjoy? I enjoy watching the guys up and down this hallway that I have the opportunity to live life with, watching them be able to fulfill their goals and dreams and be able to take care of their families and be, great husbands and great fathers, man. And I get energy out of helping them be able to do special things for their families and be great dads and great husbands. And so as often as I can do that for them and, pour into our guys' lives, and that's the thing that gives me energy and is a lot of fun for me.
Coach Tang, thank you as always. It's great to talk to you. It was great to see you last year at the Big 12 basketball tip-off, and look forward to seeing you again this season, probably more often than you might realize, not because you're in the conference.
Well, man, I look forward to it. Thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure, and always appreciate your friendship and love what you do.
Thank you, Coach. You take care.
You too.